Fine. What about this one? I got 3 vertical generators installed inside the pylons. The study has been done in France. The French government has opted for it. And by using the 78,000 high voltage transmission pylons existing in France, the amount of energy that can be generated by putting in those verticals inside, not on top, those of you who are engineers, you know that this creates better stability. You don't put them on top, you put them inside. It's equal to 6 nuclear power stations. Using what you have at a cost in the end of the day of about ½ cent per kilowatt. ½ cent. And no need for President Obama to give the nuclear energy business a state guarantee, which actually you all pay if there's an accident happening. I mean, no one in the world is getting a state guarantee when major risks are happening. Now, I'm saying 6 nuclear power stations, just by this. An invention by 3 French engineers, 3 architects. I presented this to the Minister of Environment and Forests in India, and he said, how many do the French have? 78,000, Your Excellency. Oh, we have about 1.5 million. 1.5 million? And he said, I'm Minister of Environment and Forests, and I have 160,000 standing in my forests. And we do not want anything else to be happening in those forests. That's the damage that's done already. Let's use it for the better. And you know what the other advantage is? Most of the time when you have new wind generators, you need to provide the cables to go to these guys. Oh, how long is your cable? You've eliminated the copper wires. You've eliminated the downside and you bring the upside. No new pylons. But this is the best. The wind belt. Who has heard of the wind belt? You have? You have one? I have 2 of them with me. Tomorrow I'll show how they work. The wind belt is dependent on what is called the flutter. Aerodynamic flutters is when you remember when you blow on a little grass, what you hear is flutter. It's the vibration that makes the noise. It's not your ear, it's the vibration. The vibration makes the noise. So what is happening here is that this is a little cord made out of textile, and it flutters. And this powers sensors. 20-year warranty is given on outdoor sensors with a flutter. Flutter has no turbine. I love it. I hate turbines. Turbines are based on rare earth metals, 98% controlled by China. And I wish you good luck to find the rare earth metals to ever have 30% of renewable energy made with the present technology of windmills based on turbines. We have to think about wind energy without the turbines. That's what we need. And without the batteries. Now this one unit costs $1, operates for 20 years, and eliminates the batteries. It eliminates the maintenance. It eliminates the maintenance. What nice. And we don't have to worry anymore about recycling the batteries because there are no batteries. Now, instead of investing all these billions in the green battery, why not invest in no battery? I know, Kleiner Perkins, you put all that money already in those green batteries, so you're going to push them anyway. You know, this is a reality. There is so much vested interest that the gentleman who invented this, Sean Frayne, MIT graduate, 3 years, visited all the venture capital companies that he could visit in America, didn't get a penny. MIT graduate. Not bad reference. He went to Hong Kong, and within 6 weeks he was funded. 6 weeks. And here is the first little machine that he installed to prove his concept. 1 yard string there's the light. And any of you visited Hong Kong? Wind on the coast is guaranteed. When you have mountains and valleys, sea and land, you have it all the time. And so what we're realizing is that this technology is really one of the symbols to me of distributed energy generation. Every house can generate it, because when you create a house, you have generated little vortices of wind around the house. There's nothing you can do about it. You're going to have around your house areas in the sun and areas in the shade. When there are two pressure differences, two temperature differences, then you're going to have things move around. And that one, just with a little flutter, keeps on generating that electricity. Here's a little picture of Sean with his prototype. He visited me in Tokyo last week. And we're going to take that technology to a very interesting country. Any Buddhists in the room? I'm not going to pick on you. Flags to pray? Well, what do you think is going to happen? More wind, more prayers, more electricity. So we have called this holy energy. And we're starting in which country? Bhutan. Well, Tibet, the Chinese, maybe they will not let us in, certainly not me. But we start in Bhutan. And since the one unit, in order to have one flagpole, is the cost of manufacturing is about $1.50. We're shipping a container to Bhutan, and we're going to start installing the flagpoles. Because this is what we have to do. We have to be conscious that spirituality and religion and culture can actually be part of your energy generation model. And why don't we do that? And I think this is so powerful. Now, we're not generating from the flags. We're generating from the cord where the flag is hanging on. And that flutter is enough to generate electricity. Now, what I've realized in my visits to Bhutan is that every child learns to be a wind prospector. Because someday they're going to need to learn how to get more prayers. And the only way to get more prayers is find the places around your home where there is more wind. And so since every child is the wind prospector, we are going to do a workshop with Sean, with the 10, 12, 14-year-olds in Bhutan, and they're going to be equipped with this, and they're going to go around and install and test and see. Because now they're going to have to do it as close as possible to the home, so they will have their light. They will be able to have their light. They will be able to have the little details of comfort in life, like a radio playing for them. And wind is there all the time. Holy energy. We have to rethink polymers, not to say plastics. Industry makes it from petroleum and starch. Nature makes it from amino acids. It's very nice, simple. I mean, it's one of those non-covalently bound chemistries that we see. I mean, get proteins, convert them to amino acids, make them into polymers. When you're sick and tired of them, convert them back to amino acids and convert them back to polymers. Very simple, straightforward. All of them know how to do that. The ants, the bees, the spiders. Everyone knows how to do it. We have no clue. Now, the only one we have industrialized is the mulberry worm, which is not a worm, which is actually a caterpillar. But anyway, that's the English language. They sometimes cheat on themselves, you know. Yeah, English language sometimes cheats on itself. So the mulberry is the only one that's industrialized, but the strongest, what we've learned from Janine, is that the strongest one is from the spider. Yeah, but, you know, farming spiders is not very easy to do. First of all, they tend to be aggressive. Second, they're great recyclers. Spiders typically eat up their whole web again, reprocess it into a gel, and then remake the web. So they're not really keen on you taking it away from them. They're just recycling it all the time. So the science that has been developed is understanding